the description of the beast, in the book of Revelation, is one of the topic that is so widely explained the most of all the topics in the Bible, because the story of the beast, exciting and interesting to look at, especially, the meaning of the numbers about that beast. The meaning of the beast, often referring to the historical related, which is considered, is correct, because the nature of the beast, some part, refers to the great empire, that is Babylon, Persia, Greece, and Roman. But what the Bible wants to communicate is not about understanding history. Actually, there are 3 beasts mentioned in the book of Revelation. The first one is the red dragon, in Revelation chapter 12. The second beast is the beast that comes out of the sea, and the third beast is the beast that comes out of the earth, recorded in Revelation chapter 13. The first beast was a red dragon, having 7 heads, and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his heads, recorded in Revelation chapter 12. Entire chapter said, "And there appeared a great wonder in heaven. A woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars, and she being with child cried, traveling in birth, and pain to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads, and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his heads, and his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child, as soon as it was born. And she brought forth a man-child, who was to rule all nations, with a rod of iron, and her child was caught up unto God, and to his throne, and the woman fled into the wilderness, where she hath a place prepared of God, that they should feed her there 1,260 days. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil, and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And I heard a loud voice, saying in heaven, Now is come salvation, and strength, and the kingdom of our God, and the power of his Christ, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth, and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And when the dragon saw that he was cast unto the earth, he persecuted the woman, which brought forth the man-child, and to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished, for a time, and times, and half a time, from the face of the serpent. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth, and swallowed up the flood, which the dragon cast out of his mouth. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God, and have the testimony of Jesus Christ. The events in Revelation chapter 12 are what God revealed to John, show things that have happened since Satan rebelled against him, not the events that actually happened at the time when John was in spirit mode and was being manifested. What appears in Revelation chapter 12 is a summary of everything, which can be arranged in the following order. A woman with the sun on her feet, the moon under her feet, and crowned with the 12 stars, representing the nation of Israel. The woman was in pain, and crying out in pain. She was about to give birth, representing Israel, in the time before Jesus was born. Revelation chapter 12 verse 4, said, The red dragon, or Satan, stood before the woman, wanting to slay the unborn. What is remarkable, why the dragon did not slay the woman, because if slaughtering the woman, the baby must die. Indeed, Satan did not just stand in front of the woman doing nothing. He tried to get rid of the woman, but could not. The Bible said, "The woman wore the sun," means, she is protected by God. Psalm 84 verse 11 said, 11 For the Lord God is a sun and shield, the Lord will give grace and glory, no good thing will he withhold from them that walk uprightly. Satan wants to exterminate the woman about to give birth, or referring to the Israel people. From the past to the present, kingdoms have arisen, starting from the days of the judges until the days of Kings David. The Philistines were tools of Satan in the extermination of Israel, but in the end, all the Philistines were exterminated because of the Assyrian army, and in the era when Assyrians ruled Israel in the north been conquered by Assyria, Samaria became a city of many nations, and a center of idols. After that, the South Israel, also known as Judah, was occupied by the Babylonian Empire, which rose to great power by occupying Assyria. The tribe of Judah and Benjamin were captive and exiled to Babylon for 70 years. After that, Israel was under the rule of the Persian Empire, in which Persia rose to be a great power from occupying Egypt, Lydia, and Babylon. Israel was almost exterminated several times. Once happened in the time of Esther, by Esther able to thwart Haman's plans and save the Israel people until the time of the Greek Empire, especially after the death of Alexander the Great. Israel was under occupation alternated between the northern power, Seleucid, and the southern power, namely Ptolemy. During that time, Israel had become a battlefield all the time. Many people died, but Israel survived, and did not perish until the time of Antiochus III, the Greek king, who seriously exterminated the Israel people. Many Israel people died. They severely blasphemed. Pigs were taken to be sacrificed in the temple of God. The Israel people were deported from Judea. Most of them were exiled to Asia Minor, but the Israel people still remained the Jewish character and were able to survive until the decline of Greek Empire and the arise of the Roman Empire. Israel, ruled by the Roman Empire, the land of Israel, was called Judea. Herod is the ruler of Israel in the early period, Israel under the Roman Empire. This Herod is the one who wanted to kill Jesus before he was born by pretending to inquire from the three wise men, but the plan was failed, and after Jesus was born, Herod tried a second time to kill Jesus by command, killed all the boys by the age 2 years old and under in Bethlehem and nearby areas. All these things that happened clearly show that Satan wanted to kill that woman in the first place, but could not, which shows the two important things. First, Satan ruled the world in all ages. Through the kingdoms, he is the supreme ruler in the government, military, economic, social, and religious. He has the authority, even able to give all the kingdoms of the world to Jesus, if Jesus bowed down to him, which is recorded in Matthew chapter 4. Second, although Satan is the supreme power in the world, Satan has never had power over God. God's protection and his plans is higher than Satan's power. 1 John chapter 4 verse 4 said, "Because greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world." Revelation chapter 12 said, "After the woman gave birth, the child, foreshadowed Jesus, whom he was taken, went to live with heavenly Father, to await the day when he would return, and the woman, protected by taking with the wings of an eagle, flew to the place provided by God for 3.5 years." This passage refers to 144,000 Israel people chosen by God from every tribe, who at the time of the last days, those Israel people will be sealed and taken in the safety of God for 3.5 years until the end of time, before God poured down his judgment, where Satan and his servants were thrown into the lake of fire. The eagle's wing, which this woman received, means God's deliverance is the same thing as Israel was delivered out of slavery in Egypt. The Bible said, God bring them out with the wings of an eagle. Exodus chapter 19 verse 4 said, "Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you on eagle's wings, and brought you unto myself." God protects his people and delivers his people like a mother eagle, protecting its child. Bible depicts Satan as a red dragon, with 7 heads, 10 horns, and each head wears a crown, and the meaning of these things is clearly explained in the Revelation chapter 17. Revelation chapter 17, verse 8 to verse 14, said, "The beast that thou sawest was, and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition, and they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was, and is not, and yet is. And here is the mind, which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains, on which the woman sitteth, and there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come, and when he cometh, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was, and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7, and goeth into perdition. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings, 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords, and King of kings, and they that are with him are called, and chosen, and faithful. 7 heads, meaning 2 things. The first thing is the city, where the prostitute of Babylon sits. The Bible uses the word 7 hills, which means the Vatican. This will not be discussed in detail in this EP, but if anyone are interested in finding information about the meaning of the prostitute of Babylon and city where she sits, can be studied from the book A Woman Rides the Beast by the author Dave Hunt, a commentary and writer who has an understanding of the Bible very deeply. See details from link below. Another meaning of the 7 heads is the 7 kings. Revelation chapter 17, verse 10 to verse 11, said, "And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come, and when he cometh, he must continue a short space, and the beast that was, and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7, and goeth into perdition." The Bible said, 5 kings are gone, 1 is, and the other not yet come. 5 dead kings are the kings of 5 kingdoms, which is Satan's tool in destroying Israel, that is Egypt, Assyria, Babylon, Persia, and Greece. The living king is the 6th king, means the king of the Roman Empire. The 7th head, or the 7th king, which the Bible mention, has not come, but when it come, will be for a while, is the Antichrist, and its kingdom. Revelation chapter 17 verse 11, said, "And the beast that was, and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7, and goeth into perdition." The Bible speaks of the 8th king, who does not express, in the nature, of being the head of a dragon, because the 8th king, is Satan itself, has the real power behind all kings, and holds all power of all kingdoms. The Bible said, it was with the 7 kings, meaning it has always been in all ages. Bible mentioned the 10 horns of a dragon, which Revelation chapter 17, gives the meaning of the 10 horns, are the 10 kings, who have not yet ruled. Revelation chapter 17, verse 12 to verse 14, said, "And the 10 horns, which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings, 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords, and King of kings, and they that are with him are called, and chosen, and faithful." The 10 kings not crowned, means these 10 kings have not yet come, but they will come at the time Antichrist has appeared, and these 10 kings will unanimously, in delegation of authority and authorization, to the beast or Antichrist. There are many interpretations. These 10 kings are the leaders of the G10 countries, or the leader of the leading country, but all of them doesn't really matter, because when all the conditions are met, the last realm of the devil appears. At that time, the leader, or the 10 kings, will also be revealed. The character of the last kingdom of Satan, described in Daniel chapter 2, as the foot part of the statue in the dream of King Nebuchadnezzar, which is a section made of iron and clay. Daniel chapter 2, verse 31 to verse 35, said, Thou, O king, sawest, and behold a great image, this great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. This image's head was of fine gold, his breast and his arms of silver, his belly and his thighs of brass, his legs of iron, his feet part of iron, and part of clay. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet, that were of iron and clay, and brake them to pieces. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together, and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floors, and the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them, and the stone that smote the image became a great mountain, and filled the whole earth. Satan's last kingdom is the foot, which means, has 10 toes, and is made of clay and iron, means this kingdom will be a union of many nations, both strong and weak, both superpowers and underdeveloping countries, but with main leaders coming from 10 superpowers. A kingdom like this never happened before, but it will happen under the name called One World Government. Everything that happens in this world, either good or bad, either war or terrorism or international cooperation, or the conflict between countries or treaties, all matters not happen out of the necessity according to the situation, or just accidentally, but all were planned, and most importantly, the outcome is predetermined. By the end goal is the establishment, the final kingdom of Satan. This is extremely important for Christians to understand what was happened and what is happening in the present world, to think that the present world is a free and safe world without Satan power over the world. This idea is completely wrong. The Bible clearly said that the dragon is Satan and its head is the king, which means the ruler, which today he still reigns as always through all ages. The thinking that the world organizations, the giant international cooperation, or world superpowers are not under the power of the Satan, this thinking is completely wrong and contradicts the Bible. This also means that things in the world are entirely under its control, both education and science, which are tools in mind control of people, economy and finance, tool for enslaving people, media, entertainment, and deception of the world, for people to love the world and live according to the desires of the flesh. Jesus told believers, observe and watch, that if a Christian, watchful and observe the things that are happening in the present, will find that everything is going on, and right now, in this present day, everything that is written in the scriptures is continuing manifested. The real purpose of knowing the meaning of the beast is for Christian to know, observe, and watch, because Jesus said, believers like lambs among the wolves. At this present time, Satan hastened in the establishment of his kingdom. In the meantime, his work will more clearer. Christians must know how to observe and distinguish more, because that time is near. And this is the meaning of the first beast, the red dragon, which has 7 heads and 10 horns. In the next EP, we'll mention the second beast, which came out of the sea, and has the appearance like the first beast. Don't forget to follow the next EP. Eli Planet Ministry has a vision to establish a virtual church, an online virtual world, with the virtual reality technology. The objective is to be able to reach people all over the world, regardless of location, time zone, or language. People can access to teaching videos, joining Christian fellowship activity, praying together, read the Bible together, or joining in the worship of God at the church with the realistic and seamless experience. We have also translated teachings and sermons into different languages, including French, Russian, Latin, Chinese, Japanese, and Thai, in order to bless as many people as possible and bring more people to God. To accomplish the target, still need more support and budget. Matthew chapter 10 verse 42 said, "And if anyone gives even a cup of cold water to one of these little ones, who is my disciple, truly I tell you, that person will certainly not lose their reward. Daniel chapter 12 verse 3 said, "Those who are wise will shine like the brightness of the heavens, and those who lead many to righteousness, like the stars forever and ever." If you have the vision to lead many people come to righteousness, and will has a glory like the star forever and ever, you can support our vision by looking at details through the website. May God's blessing be with you.